In August 1914, London's West End was a district devoted to heavy, thought-provoking Edwardian drama. But when war was declared, those sober stages immediately felt the shockwave of national fervor. Theaters abandoned their serious repertoires. Madcap patriotic pageants and intense topical dramas took over the playbills, designed explicitly to rally the public to the cause. That initial enthusiasm, however, could not last. As the conflict dragged on from short weeks into years, the reality of total war began stripping away the foundations of British civilian life, pushing the theatrical industry toward collapse. The most immediate threat was the sudden vacuum of manpower. The military drained the stages and the wings alike. This mass exodus was formalized by the Military Service Act of 1916, which mandated conscription and sent a significant portion of the domestic workforce directly to the trenches. Theaters found themselves stripped of their leading men, experienced stagehands, orchestra musicians, and management teams. Facing empty dressing rooms and a hollowed-out crew, production companies had to reinvent their entire logistical operations overnight just to keep their doors open. With talent vanishing and operational funds drying up, the closure of London's theatre district seemed certain. Instead of shutting down, the industry adapted. The absence of men created an immediate opening for women to take control behind the scenes. Women stepped into these vacancies, taking on the same grueling technical and managerial roles previously held by men, such as running heavy lighting rigs. But a functional crew could not solve the growing physical danger to the audience. By 1915, German Zeppelin raids brought the lethal reality of the front line directly to the streets of London. To counter the air raids, the government enforced strict blackout regulations. The glittering, illuminated West End was plunged into darkness, turning the theater district into a shadowy, hazardous labyrinth. To keep audiences safe and comply with defense laws, evening curtains were brought forward or canceled entirely. In their place, afternoon matinees surged in popularity. Audiences and actors routinely ignored air raid sirens, determined that the show must go on, even as anti-aircraft guns boomed just outside the auditorium walls. In this climate, taking a seat in the stalls became a definitive act of resilience. Then, the government applied a third squeeze, the 1916 entertainment tax. This legislation levied a luxury tax to help fund the astronomical costs of the war, adding a significant mandatory premium to the price of every single ticket. Theater managers fought the measure, arguing that taxing an industry already battered by conscription and bombings would guarantee its destruction. Remarkably, the opposite happened. This chart maps three conflicting trends. While air raid threats and ticket prices climbed steadily, box office revenue surged past them both. Despite higher costs and falling bombs, the box office experienced a massive, sustained boom. Why, amidst such misery, physical danger, and economic cost, did theater attendance skyrocket? The answer lies in exactly what they were watching. The pre-war appetite for heavy, thought-provoking dramas, or stark realism, completely evaporated. The public was enduring prolonged collective trauma. When they bought a ticket, they demanded pure color, laughter, and melody to blot out the grim newspaper headlines. This unique psychological environment birthed the golden age of the musical revue and light comedy. Spectacular shows like Chu Chin Chow offered a total sensory escape into a mythical, vibrant world, a place away from the mud and blood of the trenches. The demand for this distraction was so intense that Chu Chin Chow ran for an unprecedented 2,238 performances. For soldiers returning home on short leave from France, these theaters were vital sanctuaries of warmth, beauty, and normalcy. Ultimately, World War I proved that theater functioned as a vital psychological necessity for a nation under siege. This was brought to you by Stalls or Circle. Thank you for listening.